Hey, good morning, guys. Today we're back with This is gonna be a Draftkings and Fanduel early and afternoon slate video. So there'll be another separate video for main slate. This is just for the afternoon slate because Draftkings has 6 games and Fanduel has 4 games. So I'm sure there's people that wanna see content for those games before the main slate. It is Saturday. It is September 11th, and I'm sure people are going to be playing all day. So let's get started and let's get this video. Let's get this video moving along. All right. So, like always, we're gonna do one. We're gonna do 2 lineups, one stack, one non-stack for each. So my pitcher number 1, Zach Wheeler versus Colorado. Colorado went off last night, but I'm not sure if they're going to do that against Zach Wheeler. So, Zach Wheeler, pitcher number 1. Pitcher number 2, Corbin Burns. Catcher, Omar Narvaez. First base, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You're going to definitely want some Blue Jays on this afternoon slate. I'm telling you that right now. Second base, Luis Urias. He did his thing last night. Third base, Jace Peterson. Shortstop, back to Toronto, Bo Bichette. Outfielder, a guy I don't like rostering this year, but I'm going to follow the projections. 2K flat. Oh, that was Christian Yelich, by the way. Second outfielder, 2K flat. Jackie Bradley Jr. from Milwaukee. And we're going to round it off. 4K back to Toronto. Teoscar Hernandez. And like I said, I'm saying this right now, you're going to want Toronto in your lineups for this afternoon slate on both sides. So our first lineup, our stacked lineup, is that Wheeler, Corbin Burns, Omar Narvaez, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Luis Urias, Jace Peterson, Bo Bichette, Christian Yelich, Jackie Bradley Jr., Teoscar Hernandez. I don't like leaving a lot of money on the table. There's $600 left. If you want to swap out Yelich or Jackie Bradley Jr., put somebody else in there, that'll be a good idea. I might do something like that. So just pay attention to the starting lineups. Pay attention to who's sitting, and make your determinations from there. All right, let's get the next lineup. Okay, it's gonna be the same 2 pitchers again. Same 2 pitchers. Corbin Burns, pitcher number 1. Zach Wheeler, pitcher number 2. Alejandro Kirk, catcher. Someone that everybody's starting to play, because they're starting to realize that he has power for his price, but now his price is coming back up. So he's not a secret anymore. First base. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Second base. A guy that seems to go off whenever I don't play him, Colton Wong. Third base, 2.1K. Chase Peterson. He's almost the minimum, so he's good for lineup construction. You don't need much from him to pay off his price tag. Shortstop, Bobichette. Outfielder, Yoshi Tetsugo, 2.8K. He's been hitting the ball well. Outfielder, 3.6K. A guy I need to play more. He has power and speed at the top of that lineup. Cedric Mullins. And last but not least, back to Toronto, 4.2K. George Springer. So this is going to be a non-stack lineup. Almost the same as the stat lineup, but has a couple additions in there. So we got Zach Wheeler, Corbin Burns, Alejandro Kirk, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Colton Wong, Jace Peterson, Bobichette, Yoshi Tetsugo, Cedric Mullins, George Springer. It's a short slate, 6 games. Toronto has a batting advantage over the pitcher. That's why they pop up on the projections. This is a slate that I don't feel like you want to get away from Toronto. That's just my opinion. You can do what you want to do, but I'm sticking with Toronto today. Let's jump over to FanDuel. FanDuel is 4 games. FanDuel is 4 games, and let me get those projections up for you. Alright guys, so for pitcher, this is going to be our stack. First lineup, our stack. So this is going to be pitcher Zach Wheeler. We're going to a guy that's hot. He's been smacking the fire out the ball. And he's kind of underpriced, but Miguel Cabrera. We're going to go pick up his partner at second base, Jonathan Scope. Third base, we're going to go pick up my guy, Jose Ramirez. Shortstop, I'm going to go pick up his teammate, Amar Rosario. Outfield, back to Detroit. A guy that's always projected well. I just don't play him enough. Akil Badu. Outfielder. Back to Cleveland. 2.9K. Leading off with Cleveland, Miles Straw. Back to Detroit. Outfielder. 3K flat. Robbie Grossman. And last but not least, a guy I like to play when I play Ramirez and Rosario, Franmil Reyes. So this is going to be my stack, my team stack for FanDuel. Zach Wheeler, Miguel Cabrera, Jonathan Austin Scope, Jose Ramirez, Ahmad Rosario, Akil Badu, Miles Straw, Robbie Grossman, Framil Reyes. Okay, now let's get into our non-stat. What do you know? Zach Wheeler again. Catcher first base, Josh Bell. Second base, a guy you needed last night, Eduardo Escobar. Third base, Luis Urias. Actually, you needed a whole Milwaukee team last night. Shortstop, Freddie Galvis, 2.2K. Outfielder, trying for the big guns, Bryce Harper. Second outfielder, a guy who produces and his price still doesn't come up. That's fine with me. I'll roster him every time. Lane Thomas, 2.8. Brian Reynolds. And at utility, look who we have room for. Jose Ramirez. Boom. It's going to be our second lineup. Non-stat. Zach Wheeler, Josh Bell, Eduardo Escobar, Luis Urias, Freddie Galvis, Bryce Harper, Lane Thomas, Brian Reynolds, Jose Ramirez. Keep your eye on starting lineups. If somebody's ruled out, it'll be in the comments. If you have any questions, put in the comments. This is the afternoon video, so I'll have the main slate video out shortly. All right. If you're playing afternoon slate, good luck to you, and I'll talk to you shortly.